As you can see, I'm back in Albania. I've been in Durres for about a month. I'm gonna stay for another month because I'm enjoying it so much. I lived in Albania for about a year during the pandemic, and I chose Durres because the location for me is perfect. We're close to the airport here, about 30 minutes away. Tirana, the capital city, is maybe 30 minutes to an hour depending on traffic, and we're also right on the water. You know, that's why I like it, because we're by the sea. You can imagine Durres by dividing it in two different sections. There's the plage, or what's called the beach, down on the south. Really active in the summer, a little bit too busy in my opinion, kind of dead in the winter. But where I spend my time is up here in the downtown area. You're still by the water, but there's not really a beach here. I should mention that the beaches here are not Albania's best. If you go down south, you can Google things like Kesamil, the Albanian Riviera, Saranda, Vlora. Those are nicer beaches. There are nice beaches up here, but they're outside of Durres, not within the city itself. So just keep that in mind. If you're staying in Durres, you might need a car to get to the good beaches. But for my purposes, we still have the sea here. We can enjoy the view. And there's this nice promenade called the Volga Promenade. So you can walk along here, enjoy the weather. Very active on the weekends, especially during the summertime. It's where all the tourists want to be. The cost of living here is really low. That's one reason why I like it. Last year I was lucky. I found a beautiful apartment, 2-bedroom, basically right on the water for $400 a month. Hard to beat that price. This year I'm not so lucky, but you can still find some really affordable, nice places to stay. It really just depends how much money you want to spend. One of my friends is paying less than $100 a month, and she's one block off from the beach, so you can definitely find some really good prices. I should mention everything is getting a little bit more expensive here. It's not as cheap as it used to be last year, but I think everything globally is getting more expensive, so that's not really a surprise. But it's also becoming more popular here, whereas last year I think Albania was still kind of like a secret tourism destination. It's becoming more well-known, so there's going to be more crowds, things are going to get more expensive in the future, so try to get here while you can, while it's still kind of a secret tourism spot. Okay, let's talk about food now. We're right across the sea from Italy, so there's probably some of the best Italian food outside of Italy here in Albania, whether it's from Italians that have moved here, or whether it's from Albanians that went to Italy to work and brought back their skills. You're going to find some of the best pasta, pizza, and Italian food here in Durres. You can find good pizzas for between like $4 to $6 maximum. Pastas can run between like $4 to maybe $10 if it's like with seafood or something fancy, but usually doesn't get that expensive. You know, you can have like some fresh lamb for about $10. Of course, due to our geographic location here, there's also good Greek food, Turkish food, other European foods. Oh, did I mention the seafood? I think I almost forgot. Fresh seafood. That's mainly what you're going to find here is Italian foods and seafoods. But of course there are other options. I wish there was a Thai restaurant, that would make me happy, but unfortunately not yet. Although things are changing quickly, so maybe in the future. And now we'll talk about the history. I think it's a very rich cultural history here, but we're not going to dive into the details. What I want to talk about is just some of the sights you can see. There's the old tower, which is still in really good shape, and it's not open yet for tourism, but it will be open in the future where you can actually go inside of it. Then there's the wall that goes around the old city. Parts of it are still in really good shape, where it used to make a full perimeter. Now you can see just pieces of it here and there. Sometimes they're built into modern businesses, which is really interesting. And then there's the amphitheater, which is the oldest amphitheater in the Balkans. And you know, they used to have actual gladiatorial matches along with other kinds of entertainment. And then there's the ruins of the Roman Forum, Roman baths. Let's see, maybe I'm forgetting some other things. There's a lot to see outside of the city as well, but that's just what's inside of Durres itself. I consider myself really lucky to be at this site where 2,000 years ago, real gladiators would have actually fought. You can imagine them coming out of the tunnels, seeing the crowds of 20,000, 30,000 people cheering for them. And here I am now. There's no other tourists around. I get to enjoy the site all to myself. Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here? Now, my number one favorite thing, not about Durres specifically, but about Albania as a whole, is the people. I love the Albanian people. I think they're the most friendly people that I've ever experienced in any country that I've traveled to. It's also a very safe country. Now, from the moment I arrived at the airport, the taxi driver, he barely spoke any English, but he was just trying so hard to have a conversation with me. He offered I could stay at his house in Kruja, which is another city nearby. And I don't think he wanted to get any money out of me. I think he just honestly wanted to have a good conversation, try to help me out if I didn't have a place to stay, just be a genuinely good person, which is great. In a lot of other countries, you might get taxi drivers trying to scam you or something like that, but not here. I'm not saying it couldn't happen, it could, but in my experience, it's been 100% positive. I'm not worried about any kinds of violent crimes or theft. Everybody's super friendly. You know, I make friends very easily here compared to other places I've traveled to. And that's both Albanian people and other international people. We've got a good community here. And that's definitely one reason why I like it, is because I know a lot of people here, so I don't want to be biased. I do think it's a great city. But come here, enjoy the hospitality, the friendliness. If you're thinking about staying long-term, as an American, you can stay for 1 year without a visa, which is really amazing. Other countries, I think usually you get 3 months. If you're worried about things like internet, cell phones, they're cheap and reliable here. You can get good, strong internet connections if you need to work from home. Cell phone signal is fantastic for a low price. If you're looking to stay healthy, there's good gyms you can go to. Lots of nice restaurants, good hotels, nice apartments. Depends on what your budget is. You can pay a lot, you can pay little. Do your research, shop around, but I think they've got everything you need if you want to live here. So if you're looking for a country to visit that's got vibes of Italy or Croatia, but maybe not as expensive, maybe more authentic, try Albania. Come here, try Durres, try some of the other cities. Get here before it becomes too popular. Try something new. Of course, all these things being said, I know it's not a perfect country, it still has its flaws. If there's something you're curious about, if you're concerned, if you're curious about visiting but unsure if it's right for you, let me know if you have questions. I can try and answer it. I love it here, and I hope it stays the same. I hope mass tourism doesn't change it too much. But get here while you can. Enjoy it. I hope you visit.